Hello there, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Ask Dr. Jack Show. I am Dr. Jack Belitz, chiropractor in Omaha.
Hello, everybody. I'm Aaliyah, Dr. Jack's assistant. So, in the spirit of mental health, suicide prevention, one of the things that can be really helpful to your mental health and overall health is stress reduction. So, it's important to remember the three types of stress are physical, mental, emotional, and chemical. And we all have all three of those in our lives, whether we are infants or 80-year-old people. It's there for everybody.
It's true because, like, for instance, physical stress on an infant, the birth process by itself can be huge. There's falls, there's whatever, people are grabbing the baby, all kinds of physical things happen to the baby. Chemical stress, how good of a diet do you have? Are you exposed to any chemicals? Did you move into a new house? Is there carpet fumes? I mean, all kinds of things that can creep into the chemical stress idea. And mental emotional stress, everybody's got it. It's crazy how much there is going on in this world. And so, when we're just so inundated with all of that stress, it starts to affect the way our brain processes things by shutting down some of the higher cortical centers. Those are the centers that allow you to kind of step back and see the big picture in life and kind of look at life from a distance and see what's going on. And instead, we get into this mindset where we're putting out this fire, then this fire, then this fire. And all that has to do with being overwhelmed with stress. And, when you're overwhelmed with stress, that's how your brain functions. It just starts putting out fires.
It takes you back to that survival mode of fight or flight, putting out fires or, hiding from whatever is happening. That's stress, even though it's not a saber-toothed tiger chasing you down anymore. It's still a survival mechanism that you don't really have that much control over.
So the question is that since you can't get away from stress unless, you want to go to some tropical island and live there, which sounds amazing, but, let's face it, after a couple months, that'd be kind of boring. I don't know.
I would have no problem secluding myself from society, thank you.
So since we can't get away from the stresses, we have to learn how to get rid of the effects of the stress. And I want to start off with the most important one, at least in my book, because it is so incredibly important, and that is this very special work that we do here called network spinal analysis. It has profound, absolutely amazing effects at how your brain processes what's going on. This is not your traditional type of chiropractic and outcome type of thing. This literally shifts the way your higher cortical centers process your reality. And it is absolutely amazing. So people suffering from depression can literally come out of that without having to go through all this reliving things and trying to organize. Because literally we can train your brain how to release some of those old patterns, and now you start seeing things from a different way. It is absolutely astonishingly amazing. And we have right here next to us is somebody who has felt the effects of that. She was in a position where she got an amazing benefit out of this work.
Yeah, so I've kind of dealt with a little bit of depression most of my life, and when I started working here and started getting this work done, I just, at first it became more manageable when it would happen, and then, cycles were shorter and depressions were shorter, and, the self-awareness that I gained from this work, just made it all easier to deal with without, medications and things like that,
So yeah, it's really cool. All right, so that was number one on the list. Next.
So number 2 would be aerobic exercise. Exercise is exercise. Something is better than nothing. But if you really want to help your body release the stress that's in there, you've got to get your heart rate up. You've got to get some heavy breathing going on for about 20 minutes is what they recommend. So if you're not there yet, work up to it and then work beyond it. But getting that heart rate up will help you reduce stress.
Simple. Okay, next one. Healthy diet. Food is important. There's no getting around it. And if you can't ensure that you have a really healthy diet, you might need to supplement some things. But supplementation is a lot better than getting on some of these drugs. So make sure that you're getting some, protein in your diet, doing lots of vegetables. The majority of your calories should come from vegetables. Fish, huge important. Getting those omega fatty acids in your life is really important for the brain and brain function. So have fish at least 3 times a week, and that will really help shift some of the stuff that's going on. So those are just kind of some of the quick things. We can give you more help, more in-depth help on that totally if you need it, but that'll get you started there.
All right. And then meditation. Learning to sit quietly with yourself is something that is almost impossible for people with depression and anxiety at first. But if you stick with it and you start to teach yourself how to calm down and how to clear your mind and how to process and physically relax your body. Like there's a lot of different ones that you can do. There's ones where you tense up parts of your body and relax them and you work from head down. So meditation doesn't mean any one thing. You can do guided meditations, you can do walking meditations, but learning to sit with yourself is really, really important and really, really helpful for people fighting anxiety and depression.
And quite frankly, it's helpful for everybody. Embrace the wealth of information that the internet can provide you on this this subject, and just really enjoy it. The last thing, journaling. I can't tell you how amazing journaling can be for a person who is got some issues that they're dealing with. A lot of times they're just buzzing around their head and they think they're thinking about it and they're trying to process stuff. But when you take a thought from the ethereal, which is in your brain, and put it into the physical, which is on paper, it shifts how your brain sees things. You start seeing things differently. And typing on a computer isn't the same. You've got to actually physically take pen or pencil in hand and write it down. And it really makes a big difference. But just do that. And if you need to, burn it after each session. You can do a ceremonial burning. Just getting it out there is so important. So those are our little tips.
Right.
Hope you have gathered something from it. If you have something different that works for you in the way of stress reduction, put it down below. Write a comment. If you do some of these things, tell us what your experience is. We'd love to watch these comments and we try to respond to them. So please help us out with that. And also share this video with people that you think are having issues with this, because if you can get to them before they're starting to look at drugs and stuff like that, how awesome would it be to catch somebody and let them help themselves before they get to that point? I mean, it's amazing.
It is really awesome.
So everybody have a great day and stay healthy, Omaha.